All right, let's briefly talk about it. A limit problem. We went through it. We did our analysis. We got 0 without any technology at all, including using a graph of it using paper and pencil. I just want to go briefly through Sage and reset, defining variable, define the function as written. That's the function we're talking about over there. The limit as you approach 1, left and right, and it should be an agreement. And it is. We get 0, 0, 0. I do want to talk about the graph. Before I do that, though, I want to talk about if this were a pre-calculate question, what would you be doing over your f of x? I think you'd probably try to factor the top, by the way. When you get x and x, and then let's see, you get, 4 and 1, right? Plus 4, minus 1, and then what do you get? Let's take a look at that. You get 2, and then you'd get x plus 5. So let's write down the domain, which is probably the easiest to write down. It's going to be all real numbers, but x cannot be equal to minus 5, all right? The other one to point out is that I'm going to look at, basically a sign analysis, and I'll write this down for you. So at minus 5, it's going to change sign there. At 1, it'll change sign. And at minus 4, it's going to change signs. This is what you did in pre-calculus. Let's just kind of look through it. If you take a number to the right of 1, it doesn't matter what number you choose, by the way, like 2, you get positive on top, positive bottom, so it's positive. So what does it mean? The function's above the x-axis there. Now, if you go between minus 4 and 1, I would say pick 0. And what do you get there? Well, you get negative on top, positive on bottom, so it's negative. So I'm going to say the function may be something like this over here. All right? Now, between minus 5 and minus 4, a little more complicated, like minus 4.5, what would you get over there? Well, you get negative times a negative, which is positive, and bottom is positive, you get positive. Now, remember what's happening in minus 5. You're getting a blow-up problem. So I'm going to say it's asymptotic here, and this thing's moving straight up like this. All right? All right. Let's go below the minus 5 and see what the sign is going to be. And what do you get over there? Let's take a look. If you go below minus 5, I would pick a number like minus 6. You get negative times negative on top, positive. You get negative. Right? So I'll put this over here. Now, what does it mean? Well, again, it's asymptotic. Sorry about that. With the minus 5, it's negative. And as you go, let's see. Let me see if I did that right. I always wonder, did I say that right? Negative. So negative 6 would give you a negative, and then a negative positive. Negative on bottom, negative. Yeah, it's got to go towards minus infinity. Yeah, and this thing's it's definitely shooting off towards minus infinity. And it does something like this over here. All right, kind of strange looking, isn't it? But you know what? The bottom line is, let's look at the picture and see how it was done. I don't know. Well, you know what? They only drew a part of it. And that's a good part. The part they drew is the one that's to the right of minus 5. At minus 5, let's blow that up a little bit. Yeah, they didn't go below it, which you don't really have to. I'm just saying that if I were doing that picture, I'd get that picture over there. Let me make sure I'm saying that right. Yeah, that's good. That's a good looking picture, by the way. But again, it's not necessary to get that level of detail. And again, it's kind of a crude looking picture. What's important to realize as you go towards 1, that it would go towards 0. All right, let's go back over to my picture. I'm definitely seeing that over here. All right, definitely seeing it. All right, end of story. Thank you.